Okay, so technology is constantly advancing. Younger children are becoming more and more exposed to technology. We're seeing it a lot younger than we have before, and I think the technology is taking away from education. Children don't want to learn, they don't want to read as much because they want to be on technology. They don't want to watch TV or play their games or whatever. And I think it can be hard to get students interested and engaged in learning and reading in general. And so my proposal for the board, my solution to this problem would be to bring more technology into the classroom. So my thought is, we could start more technology at a younger age. So in a K through 3 range here, we could start children out with e-readers. So e-readers would be a fun way to get students really engaged in reading, and then that would get them more engaged in the learning. And I think with the e-readers, you have so many ebooks, and the possibilities are endless with what they could read. And so I think with just even the thought of using technology, students would be more willing and more apt to read. So when I had looked into e-readers for a bunch of students, about 200 students, I found that the cost for an e-reader could be anywhere from $50 to $100, just depending on the type of e-reader that you got. And the one that I thought was kind of the best fit was, I had found one on Amazon that was $80. It's an Amazon e-reader, $80 a piece. You do that for 200 kids, or maybe not even 200, because in a kindergarten classroom, does each student really need their own e-reader, or could you have like a group, just a small amount of e-readers for the kindergarten classroom? So at the most, we could be spending $16,000 here, but it could be less than that on e-readers, which we can get a technology grant for, or whatever else to help us pay for that. And then like I said, the implementation here, we could start kindergartners out with it, but not let them take them home. Even if we did give each kindergartner their own e-reader, they are supposed to keep those at school. They don't take those home, just because at that age they're not responsible enough to keep track of it or prevent it from being broken on the bus or wherever else. And so I think once they get to about first or second grade, then they can really start to take that e-reader home. They can read books, they can read stories out loud to their parents. But while they're in kindergarten, before they really get the whole reading process down, they can listen to audiobooks on e-readers. So students, while they're still learning to read, they can be read to and follow along on the ebook with it. So they're hearing it and seeing it on the ebook all in one place. So I think introducing this technology into the classroom, in the kindergarten classroom and up to the third grade, would be excellent, because it really gets the students connected. It makes them want to read. It makes them want to learn, because they have that technology. They can touch it. They can hold it. They've got this little piece of digital in their hand, and I just really think it is my firm belief that technology is never going to stop advancing. We're never going to stop using it. We're never going to decrease our use in it. It's always going to increase. And so I think by the time that we're teachers, or by the time we really get our feet planted as teachers, technology is going to be prime. And so we're going to want to bring that in, especially into younger elementary school. Why not start it off younger? That way, younger students get an idea of how to use the technology. They start understanding, what kind of responsibility it is to take care of this technology. And I think it just, like I said, the technology just really gets students involved. When I was a kid, I remember I always was really excited to to go to the computer lab. It was a new place and we got to be on the computers. And so I think having an e-reader in the classroom for the students to use and for each student to have their own is kind of the equivalent to going to the computer lab as a kid, when I was a kid anyway. And so I think it'll just really engage students in there, and it'll really make them want to learn. And then it'll just, once they start really wanting to read, they'll want to learn more too. And so I think just investing in the small piece of technology to begin with is just a great way, and it just kind of eases them into using more expensive equipment like an iPad or a laptop or even a desktop computer. The e-reader just kind of sets them up for that more technology they're going to end up using in the future. So in my opinion, I think that this is the best kind of technology to start younger elementary school students on. And that's the end of my proposal. So thank you.